A theme that I was like really trying to wrap my head around is why they're trying to make Superman like us. Like, he is an alien, he is not from here. Why does he need to be like us? This is like the whole theme of like assimilation to me. I just saw Superman less than an hour ago and I cannot wait to talk about it. So here we are. Hello, I'm Janice and I talk about movies almost every single day of my life. And I thought, why not record it? Because I am also a filmmaker and I want to talk about movies with other people and just share my opinions and my thoughts and just share the joy of movies. So I'm going to talk about Superman today. I'm going to try not to ramble too much because I don't want to edit this video and I want it to go up tonight. So we're not going to give myself that much work, but let's get into it. The theme for this movie, the themes that I keep going back to are light, love, and levity. That's every single thing that this movie gave. I love that it was so colorful and so bright. I love that we could actually see Superman's face and it wasn't shrouded in darkness or shadows or brooding. I think Superman is one of the most, I guess, happiest. When I think of superheroes, I think Superman. I think of good. I think of positive. I think of, everything that is light and beautiful. I don't think of darkness. I mean, I don't want to go back to the Snyderverse, but I'm just going to keep this as straight as possible. But I have my notes over here, so if I'm looking, I'm sorry. But first and foremost, the first thing I wrote down was casting. The casting director for this movie, whoever casted this Superman, needs to go down in history for like best casting director of the last century, because holy moly, y'all, this guy, I still don't know who he is or his name. All I could think was he reminds me of the guy who was accused of cannibalism. I forget his name. The guy from Call Me by Your Name. He talks like him. I don't know if they're related in some way as like cousins or something, but this man exudes Superman. Every single thing about him was giving me Superman, and I could have not been more. I was eating it up. I was eating every single thing he did up. And I feel like with this kind of movie, if Superman doesn't work, if we don't believe that this man could be Superman, it's just not going to work. So I think one thing James Gunn ate at was finding this man and being like, yeah, that's Superman. That is absolutely Superman. And in terms of my favorite scene of this movie, literally this is like not in order, so I'm sorry if like it's kind of hard for you to follow. It's just literally my thoughts literally on the train as I was coming back from the movies. My favorite scene in the entire movie was Mr. Terrific fighting those people in the desert, and the entire scene basically where Lois Lane is like covered in like this like barrier, and Mr. Fantastic just goes around just being like the coolest looking person I've ever seen in my entire life. I was like, give me a Mr. Fantastic movie before you give me a Supergirl movie. I'm sorry. Like, this man is insanely cool at every single thing he does. And the man who plays him too, like, that actor was incredible, terrific, for lack of a better word. And okay, I wrote down Lois Lane pissed me off. No, seriously. Like, she starts out the movie. I don't know why they try to make female characters. I don't get it. Maybe it's like a way to kind of combat the whole stereotype of like women are just like there to support their men and whatever they're doing. Like, I get that, but I feel like they kind of went a little bit overboard in like introducing her as like the nagging woman. Like, literally, even like the first scene where we see Superman, at the magazine, at the magazine, and like her whole intro is like basically like nagging, and like not nagging, I guess, for lack of a better word, just like coming as Superman, and like she knows, and we found out later like she literally like is dating this man. I'm like, why are you just being so bitter? Like I don't get it. And then when they go back to their apartment and they're doing like the whole makeout scene, she's like, oh yeah, like I want to interview you. And then the entire interview she's just like daggers, daggers, daggers. I'm like, I want to see someone warm. I'm so sorry. Like it just seemed a little bit over too much, overboard, too much for me. And then the part where she basically is like 1 second before she literally tells this man she loves him, she's like, oh, like I'm thinking of breaking up with this man. She tells Mr. Fantastic I'm thinking of breaking up with Superman. And then the next scene they're like kissing and she's like, oh, I love you. Huh? What? Like her character did not make any sense to me. Every time she showed up I was like, oh my goodness, like I missed the Lois Lane of the Superman TV show on the CW. Like that's my Lois Lane. I'm so sorry. I love Rachel Brosnahan. Like I like her as an actor. I just did not think the character in this universe worked for me. I don't think it did what they thought it would be doing. It did not really work for me. And then the entire interview scene, the thing that really also irked me on top of everything else was like he was trying to pause the recorder and he was like, oh, where's the button? How do you do this? You are a reporter, sir. Superman, you are also a reporter. I don't know if we forgot about this, but I was like, you don't know how to work a recorder? Isn't Superman like 100 years old? Like I don't know how old he is honestly, but isn't he like ageless at this point? But he did not know how to work a recorder. Okay, let's skip that. Next up, I want to talk about, I wrote down Lex Luthor, man. If there was anyone designed to be a hater, it was this man. And hater for what? Like that's what I'm still trying to figure out. Like I left that theater still like scratching my head, like why? And he goes like, oh, I just like envy you. Like envy is what drives me. Huh? What? Huh? I think you need to go get delivered, sir. I don't understand it. But the actor who played Lex Luthor, of course his name is going to escape my mind, but you guys know who he is. He was amazing. He took that role and ran with it and was giving everything that he got to the role, which made it believable, I guess. What did I say? I guess like it made it good. Like I don't know what I'm trying to say, but he was great to watch. I just thought they gave him so many like cheesy lines, like the whole 1 2 9 8 23 8 24 B 29. Like what? Like as an actor, actors go through a lot. I'm sorry. Like for my actors, please, if you're working with me and you feel like a line could be better, kind of like slip me a note. Like don't talk to me, don't tell me to my face because it could be embarrassing as the director. Like just slip me a note or tell the producer or tell someone like, hey, like maybe we should, do it this other way. Like I know hundreds of people read this script and no one could tell James Gunn like the A to A this and A that would not like sound cool on screen. Like no, it was kind of goofy. I'll be very honest. It was not my favorite thing. And then Lex Luthor's girlfriend, the first time they introduced her and she was literally just like always taking selfies, I was like, dang, like does James Gunn think this is just what influencers do? Like is that like the best way to represent influencers nowadays? And then he like flipped it on us. I was like, okay, this is kind of genius. Like he ate with that one. That was incredible to basically have her be like taking photos of everything going on in the background. That was awesome. And then her whole relationship with the Jimmy guy. My iPad is like turning off on me. I'm gonna hold it so it doesn't. But her whole relationship with the Jimmy guy was interesting. It didn't really work for me, I'll be very honest. Like it was just whatever. So I'm gonna skip it. And then I wrote down Supergirl. Again, this is all out of order. Supergirl showing up made me just think of like my Supergirl. Like my Supergirl is the one from the CW. Yeah, so when this girl showed up, which I love the actress, like I'm excited to see her as Supergirl. Like she actually looks like a girl. She's not a woman. At least maybe she is a woman. She just looks like a girl. But yeah, I'm like kind of finding it hard to let go of like my superheroes. I don't want to let go of my Flash. That's the one thing I would die with. Like Barry Allen, to me, is Grant Gustin. And I don't care how old he is, I need to see him play Barry Allen in a Flash movie before I die. I don't care if I need to like literally rob 10,000 banks to raise money to have Grant Gustin play Barry Allen, the Flash, in something that I would write it. Like I literally have a pitch for the Flash that I'm waiting. Literally, when I get an agent, like my goal is to write a Flash movie and make it with Grant Gustin. Grant Gustin, if you're listening to this, let's talk. Let's talk. But yeah, she shows up, and that entire scene of like the dog basically like pouncing on her and like pounding her into the pavement, that was really interesting. It was very interesting. I don't mean it in like a bad way. It was interesting to watch, I guess. I keep saying I guess. No, I need to stop. I like this movie. I liked it. I really did. Yeah, and then the dog. What to say about the dog? I thought the dog was a good way to kind of like show Superman's like, humanity and like the fact that he's just like us and all of that. I like that the dog was very like rough with him. Like the dog was in itself its own superhero, which I thought was very fascinating. But also I was wondering like, how did this dog come to be? Like, did they genetically engineer this dog? Did they give him Superman's DNA? Was this dog shipped to Earth with Superman? Also, how did Supergirl get here? Did they also ship her when Superman was shipped? I'm not very familiar with like the lore on Supergirl specifically, honestly, but I know I just said Supergirl is my girl, but I just watched like the first season, part of the first season. I just like that she like crossovered on the Flash, and I liked her whenever she was on the Flash. That's what I'm gonna say, even though she was trying to like take Barry from Iris, whatever. That's old beef. Next up, I literally wrote down barefoot Superman eating cereal. Yo, James Gunn, I would just give you this, like that image of him just sitting outside his childhood home eating cereal barefoot with like high-rise pants that do not touch his ankles. Oh my god. Speechless. Like I have no words. I want that photo hanging in my future house. Like I want that blasted in like the biggest print possible, because that was such a beautiful image to watch. Like even before the dad gets there, it was already just like so wholesome to see, like, oh my god, he grew up here, like he's in his childhood home. Like the whole like trophies on the wall, like all of those things really worked for me. Like I was eating that up, and I think Lois was too. Maybe that's when she like fell in love with him. Was it? I guess it was. I don't know, but no, yeah, that was beautiful. That was so beautiful. Also, I love cereal, so maybe that's just like why I'm like so like relating to this so much. So normal. And then they mentioned Jitters, y'all. Like CC Jitters, Central City Jitters. But wait, Jitters is a coffee shop in the Flash, in case anyone's watching this and doesn't know, which I'm sure if you're watching this you probably know. But I guess Jitters has it's like a franchise, so they have it in like all the DC cities. It's in Metropolis, it's in Central City, and when they mentioned Jitters, I literally clapped, because that's literally one of my favorite things about the Flash. Like I love the Flash. Iris worked at Jitters. I legit had a podcast called TV Jitters because I loved the Flash so much. So yeah, there you go. Let's see. And then a theme that I was like really trying to wrap my head around is why they're trying to make Superman like us. Like he is an alien. He is not from here. Why does he need to be like us? This is like the whole theme of like assimilation to me. In college, we were studying like, I don't remember what exactly in like our history class, but they talked about how Superman was like used during like whenever it was like invented, like the comic books. The comic books were kind of like used as like political commentary to talk about like immigration and like how people were scared of like illegal aliens coming to the country, and that like brought up fears. And so Superman was like the ultimate illegal alien, and people thought maybe he had to be like perfect to be able to like not cause a lot of terror to people. So to me, I just don't like the whole notion of like, oh, Superman is too powerful, we need to like dumb him down so that we as human beings can relate to him more. Like, why does he need to do that? Like, let him embrace who he is. Let him embrace his powers. Embrace everything that makes him Kryptonian. Look at me, Kryptonian. Also, why was a dog called Crypto? I thought the dog's name was Pluto in the beginning. So confused. Someone answered it for me in the comments. But yeah, I think we need to like stop trying to make, like, I think you can have both sides, like still be Superman, Kryptonian, and also like embrace whatever culture you're in some way. I just hate that we're trying to like the speech he gave at the end being like, oh, I'm more human than you. I feel, I cry, I this, I that. Being human is not fun. I don't know if you guys know this, but like it kind of sucks. Being human kind of sucks. And so him bragging about being human, I'm just like, yo, like, also, yeah, I really don't like this notion. I want to see a movie where we actually embrace these superheroes, you know, hero side of them, and like not try to like take that away from them to make them likable or more relatable, or just give them an arc within a story. Like, you can still have an arc if you're all powerful. Read the Bible. Read the Bible. Yeah. Speaking of the Bible, the scene where the kid is like holding a Superman flag and waving for Superman to come help them, and basically covering his eyes and being like, Superman. I was like, oh my god, Superman is not your god. Superman is a man. At the end of the day, he cannot be in two places at once. Maybe pray to God, like, hey God, please send me Superman. Like, I don't understand risking your life for Superman. I don't get it. I don't care if there was a superhero as powerful as Superman today who came here and was like, hey, I'm gonna protect y'all. I am not standing there with a flag up for him. No offense. Sure, I'll hope like, hey, come save me, but like, no. And I also think like there was so much discourse about Superman almost like being like a god, but like I don't know how to have this discussion, so I'm just not gonna go into it because it could get messy. But yeah, again, like it reminded me of like Barbie, of how they were trying to make Barbie into a human being. I'm like, she's a doll. That's what she was made to be. Why does she have to be a woman? Why does she have to be a human woman? Like, I don't understand why we're like trying to push this narrative on these fictional things. But whatever. And yeah, the thing I also kind of like, I was kind of disappointed by was that Lois and Superman or Clark Kent were already like established as a couple. Like, I wanted to kind of like see him pine over a girl. Like, I guess maybe that's just me and the Flash. Like, we get to see Barry Allen literally pine for Iris and like yearn. Like, as a girlie say, like, I want to see you yearn for this woman. And it was just like, oh yeah, they're together. That's like the worst part. No offense, but like the best part is like getting to know someone and like dating and all those kind of things. But you know, I digress. Yeah. Okay, next thing I wrote, the scene before he goes to turn himself in, where he asks her what he meant. Okay, yeah, this is one of my favorite scenes. Oh my god, the drama. Like the first scene where they have that whole fight during the interview, and then he's about to leave and she's like, oh, I already knew this was not going to work. And then he goes, what do you mean by that? Oh my god, I was so heartbroken. I was actually like, I was eating all of that up. I was like, oh my god, Superman looks so heartbroken here. Like, I just want to like protect him. Like, why is this girl being so mean to him? Why? And then after the whole news comes out that his parents are evil, and basically he goes to see Lois, and he basically like leans in and it's like, what did you mean? Okay, let's pause for the baby. No, he leans in and is like, wait, what did you mean by, you know, what you said the other night? And then she goes like, oh, you know, I've never really like dating. I'm not a good dater and blah, 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 blah. I guess she's like hurt and traumatized, which is valid. But that entire, like how he was, I'm just gonna say, like that actor, I don't know his name, but I will learn his name after this. He really brought like the emotional depth to this Superman. And man, like I don't know if I've said this in this video, but I've never watched a Superman movie ever in my entire life. but I want to go watch it and kind of see how other Supermans are portrayed. But when I think Superman, this man looks like it in my mind. Like he has, yeah, he looks the part, acts the role, and everything. Yeah, and then yeah, I think that's everything I had. I'm sorry if this video was like everywhere. Literally, I'm just trying to like collect my thoughts. I came back from work, went straight to watch this movie, and this is all y'all are gonna get today. So I'm so sorry, but I'm happy I got to record this video and talk about Superman. This was my most anticipated movie of the entire year. I don't know if I've mentioned that, but this was like a moment for me. And now I have to mourn that it's over. I have tickets to go watch it in IMAX on Wednesday. So I don't know if I want to go watch it again, but maybe just for like the scenes that I talked about that I loved, I'm going to go watch it. But yeah, I really enjoyed the movie. I did not want it to end, which is a good sign. Like I really didn't. But my only thing I would say is James Gunn is an incredible writer director, and I could see a world where he made a movie that was, I don't know, I just felt like he could have made a better movie than this. I was debating not saying it because I don't want to get, but I just really trust James Gunn's vision, and I think there was more that could have been done here. And I don't know, he did the best that he could, obviously, but I'm excited. I'm very excited for like the rest of like all the movies that are going to come out in the DC universe, and I cannot wait. I'm seated for the next one. I'm absolutely seated. I just want to say, James Gunn and whoever is running DC, please save the Flash movie for me. I know we have time because the last Flash movie came out like 2 years ago. Next Flash movie, I have a pitch. I would love to pitch it. So let's talk. Yeah. Fun fact, I used to write Flash fan fiction when I was in high school. Actually, I lied. I was in college. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching my Superman review. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Janice, and I'll see you in the next one. How do I turn this off? How do I...